Hey guys, you join me here, Snowman86. We are back on Ballyspring. So today we have a little bit of excitement. Let me just turn my game volume up just a fraction because I forgot I turned it down. And yeah, we are here today with some selling of old field beans. So going to make just under 23,000. If we sell everything, obviously we won't all fit in one trailer, so we're going to have to do 2 runs. And that's something we will do because we're not going to need the field beans in storage for anything. Yes, we do hold still a little bit of canola and wheat and stuff, and we should probably move them on too. We might this winter, we'll probably empty the silo just so we have maximum capital in the bank. But yeah, we'll have that to sell. We also must check then our silage bales and see have we a sale going on there. If we do, that'll be another handy close. I think roughly maybe 35k in around that ballpark. With the 23 from this would really just help the bank balance coming into harvest time. Speaking of harvest time, we will then have a harvest coming pretty quickly as well at us. So all in all, it's going to be another busy period on the farm. Nothing coming, so we'll whip away out. And thankfully our sell point is nice and close. I think it's actually here, is it? Yep. So we need to go back just a fraction. Something tells me it mightn't be, but anyway, I think this is the sell point here. It accepts everything, so that's what we're going to do. Just going to try and get back in here. It's probably going to work out pretty well. And somewhere there should see us. There we go. So our money now should be ramping away up. Yes, it is indeed. And that was badly needed. So we've made 18,000, 19,500 off that, guys. So that's pretty good. And as I say, we still have a little bit to sell. So we'll just take a wide turn out, get back to the farm, and we'll sell this last load. As I say, we'll be back here in a bit. We need to check on our silage. Failing that, we have a little bit of rain coming, but after that our harvest I think is going to be pretty much ready to go. So I'm hoping it's going to be ready to go, guys. Animals, things are looking okay. We're still doing well for food levels, and we've had to touch a couple of our bales just with our cows because pasture number 1 isn't ready, pasture number 2 is bared. So that's where we are on that scale. Not ideal, but it is what it is, guys. So with that, we're going to sell the last of this, and yeah, we'll be back here probably the start of the next day, ready for what I'm hoping will be a sale of silage. So yep, I will see you in a bit, guys. And we are back, guys. So it is the next day, early in the morning. We have a little bit of rain, so that's going to push this bad boy back. Our field of wheat is ready to go, but yeah, we're going to have to give it a couple of hours of just drying. This shower isn't doing us any favors, but what we can do once the shower passes is spray some weeds. So our grass fields, they have all turned the corner. Actually, must check on the paddock down there because we could be in line to move our animals across. But yeah, our grass fields are ready for spraying, so that's what we're going to do. And if I run down here, you'll see our silage bales are unfortunately only at 85%, so that's not going to be a sale too early in the day. Could be a late tonight job or early next day job. So we're going to live off the field beans that we sold. It's bumped us up to, well, we're on 39,000 now, but that was, we had a sale of milk of about 5.7, 5.8 I think it was. Oh, and look at that, the rain has stopped, so that's ideal. So we're going to jump into Massey, get out spraying, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. Needs to be done. Keep our grass yields in the positive and pretty good for what we need. As I say, we've had to touch a little bit of our silage, so I'm not best pleased by having to do that. Ideally, we would have liked to have waited, but yeah, we didn't get that option. So we're just going to drive forward here. We're going to get ourselves unfolded and cracking. need to be a little bit wider because we're going to kick out once more. There it goes. And still managed to clip the tree. Probably should have put on the front weight. So we're going to take a quick jump cut. We're going to grab the front weight and we'll be back here, guys, and we'll be spraying some fields. And we are back, guys. So we have our front weight on. Excuse that little interruption, had to clear the throat and still not quite clear. But anyway, we have our front weight on. We're out here spraying the weeds off our grass and we're doing a nice enough job. Self-praise is no praise, but still we're doing a okay job. So we will finish this field, I will imagine, and then we'll shoot back to the yard, top up, and we have 3 more fields to go, so we'll probably need a second top up. This sprayer does spit it out pretty fast and hard, so yep. And that's that pass done. So yeah, we're getting there slowly. Things are drying up around the place, so it's not too bad, but at the same time we're just going to give it enough time that moisture isn't an issue for us. You can see standing water there in the grass fields. That shower did do quite a number on the place, so yep, we'll just make sure we're in good standing before we start our harvest. It is early July, so we have plenty of time, despite the fact we own a tiny harvester, and our field of beet as well is looking pretty good. We should probably get out there and spray some sort of fertilizer on it. Now that I think about it, we should probably bang on some row crops, get out there and spray either maybe liquid fertilizer down on that. Probably do the best job for us, but we currently don't have any liquid fertilizer on the farm, so we'd have to buy it in. So that is something to consider down the line, but for now I think it's still in the growth stages, so we have a bit of time. It's probably something we might do after harvest. Ooh, that was a bit strong, and that was a bit strong, and that's because I left the cruise control on. So as for some odd reason, we always have to jump out to start the filling process of our implements. Not 100% sure why we have to do that, but we just roll with it. That's another 12,000 litres of herbicide on board. So we are going to strike for the furthest away field, guys, and we're just going to keep the spraying going. So it's still early in the morning. As I say, we probably won't be harvesting realistically till it'll probably be about lunchtime by the time it's probably dry enough for us to get out there and get going. So we have plenty of time. We're under no pressure. That will come soon enough. Our other pasture is kind of ready to go. We could bang them in there, and we might be doing that as well before we get the harvest going, because at least that just takes care of the cows again short term and takes a bit of pressure off us. They have a bit of food and a bit of water, so we're doing okay at the moment, but yeah, down the line it is something we're going to have to get done. So yeah, all going well. Once we sell our silage bales, we'll probably be looking at around the €60,000 mark, maybe break 70 into the bank, so we'll be in a pretty good standing again. The question is, do we push on and keep picking up arable land, or do we possibly hold on to things, just kind of consolidate for a little bit? We're not under immense pressure to be picking up much more arable land. Between the 2 fields there, we'll have a steady supply of straw, and oh, look at the puddle in this field. Yeah, we'll have a steady supply of straw, and I think it'll probably just end up being maybe just a little bit too much pressure on us. So if we jump out while this is going up, and zoom our booms all the way back right to the ditch, and away we go. So we should be able to spray this field and the third field in that lot close to the yard. That will yeah, we'll see us then left with the hilly field that we like to roll tractors in, so we'll need to be extra careful on that one. But yeah, we're doing an okay job. Do we start looking at grassland? There's a nice flat field there, as I see behind pasture 2, that we could potentially bust into, create a third pasture. And there is a couple of grass fields around that we could take out ditches and really make it a nice big pasture as well. Obviously that is going to require a large chunk of capital, and I don't know prices. I haven't looked in a while, so we'd have to check that out, make sure that whatever we do kind of invest in is definitely worth it. But you can see that rolling field that's full of weeds below it, and I always get hung up there for some odd reason. But yeah, there's a nice few options around to us, so it could be a case of a third pasture. I think that would stop us then in future requiring to feed our bales during the summer seasons, or the dry season. Be able to store it better for the winter. So yeah, that is something we might do. As I say, the other option is to convert the big fields alongside the wee field behind the farm to a pasture. It's a bit more hilly, but again, nice big open area. Keep the animals close instead of moving them further away from the yard, because tanking water and stuff is can get time consuming, unless again we buy a second tanker, and again that runs its risks. It's just not runs its risks, but it requires us to carry a second tanker. It's more money, and it's just something we're going to try and avoid. We want to try and now consolidate, if that is the right word, where we just kind of we have our equipment. Yes, we could still do getting a tether and a feed wagon and start pushing silage that way and doing TMR mixes. Should clear the gate, we do. That would be ideally the route we'd like to go down, especially in terms of feeding the animals and caring for them and things like that. So yeah, we'll have to play that one out and see how it works first. But I think, I wasn't paying attention, but I think we covered all the weeds inside there. But we'll get it here on this pass. Yeah, I think I covered it well enough. So we're just going to go for the ups and downs here. And it's not the worst field to be in spraying. As you can see, we're more or less done already. So we'll be back then towards the yard, and we'll see how it pans out. So yeah, we've lots to think about in terms of what way we want to take the direction on the farm. Do we want to well, we definitely need a third pasture. That kind of goes without saying. Now, I've seen it myself. We're burning not a whole pile of grass bales, but we have burned through a few. So it's just something that we're going to have to take care of at some stage. So that's probably the next big move, will be create the third pasture. And as I say, we might even do it now, because we can move them to pasture 1 from pasture 2, which is, as I say, looking fairly bare narrow at the moment. That's our beautiful field of wheat ready to go. And yeah, that might be the call. So it will be this field here on our left. That will become a joint pasture, so that might be a way to go, because we can stick a gate up at the front side of the yard. We have access through pasture 1 then to pasture 3, and it might all just work out pretty well that way, guys. So we'll have a think about it, but I would reckon that's probably the way it's going to pan out for us. So it does mean our next set of cuts will become a little bit smaller. So actually, we'll probably, instead of buying more arable land, we'll probably swing back now and start picking up grassland or any cheap fields close to the farm, really, because it doesn't matter if it's arable or grass, we can change it to whatever we need. So we have the 2 arable fields. I think that's enough for what we're doing. So I think it's just grass. So that's probably the route we're going to go down. Grass, and more grass. So we'll get right over the ditch line, and again we're away spraying. So I won't bore you too much, guys. We're going to cut it here, and I'm hoping we'll be back later in the day. We'll probably have moved our animals. We'll won't showcase too much of that because again it's kind of a clicking button session. The amount of buttons and amount of times we have to click is growing steadily, so that's a good thing, but it can also be fairly boring. So we'll probably cut back here to us in the, I think it's a bison harvester, small little 3-meter header or 4-meter header, and yeah, we'll be out here all going well harvesting our wheat, laying down a nice bit of straw. We'll then have the baling of said straw, stacking. It's all coming up. And we are back, guys. So it is later in the evening, and as you can see we are out here. I won't say we're flat out harvesting, but I will say the yield is looking pretty good, guys. If you bring up the old map, you can see we're dark green so far for every cut, and we've literally done 2 strips of Helen at the top of the field. We are trying to get down the field here on this pass, and I honestly think we are not going to make it all the way. It is a bumper yield, guys, so we're delighted with that. It is fantastic. It's better than I could have expected, but it does mean things are going to take time. We are harvesting at 2 kilometers an hour, so that is going to be fun. So we're just going to sit back, relax, enjoy it, and yeah, not much more we can say about it really. We're in a good place. We've the weeds all sprayed off and killed. We've the grass fertilised. We're in the process of waiting for it to grow. It's got a couple of days to go on that. I think realistically it'll be August before we're in cutting grass, so we need to get this cut and baled by the end of July. Can we do it? I have no doubt we will, but it's the amount of time this is going to take, guys. It's going to be a long one. So we're going to chip away at it, see how far we get here in this one, and we might pick up the action towards the end of it. Yeah, because as I say, I don't think we'll have too much more we can do or worry about. But on the plus news, it does mean that when our silage bales are ready, which they will be ready definitely by the time we finish this harvest, we should be in a good old place. The only thing that is concerning me is we never serviced the harvester. So we did a quick service before we got going, hence we're going later than what we planned. We jumped in with the starter and she was screaming all sorts of codes, and not all sorts of codes, but it was definitely the time to shut that off. It was definitely time for us to give it a service. So that's what we've done. I need to jump out for this because I need to try and get myself a bit of room here so I can get the Massey down with the trailer. Not sure where we're going to manage this one, because the answer is we're not going to manage it, so we're now going to back it all the way up to the field. Yeah, small little harvester, it does take its time, and this is the joys of it. As you can see, we didn't get a whole pile cut, but we've already filled up the harvester woods. So if that's anything to go by, yeah, it's going to be a fair harvest. Now we should get a good bit of cutting done this evening. Definitely got another couple of hours before we'll probably end up packing it in. So we're going to be cracking on with that to try and get it done as quickly as possible, guys. Yeah, just one of those things. It is, as I say, a bumper yield. It seems to be yielding exceptionally well. So if we can maintain that, we'll be in good old standing, guys. So we should be able to drop off here somewhere. I think is probably good enough. We will run down for the Massey and we'll get unloaded, and yeah, we'll get back harvesting. So as I say, it's just going to be one of those ones. It's going to take a bit of time, but hey ho, we have the time. Thankfully we don't have the beet field to do on top of this, because I think the beet is going to be another one of those harvests we'll get going and we'll go, oh my god, that is taking time. but for now we're not too concerned with it. We'll worry about that closer to the time. And that's another thing we need to do, is save a little bit of money for that magic beet harvest, because when that comes, there is going to be a lot of work to do there. Oh, didn't realize that was going to happen. So we'll shut the tractor off here, guys. I don't think we're in the way for the next pass. No, we should have enough space there. So we'll get it unloaded, and yeah, we'll crack on. I honestly think it's going to be a lot of trips to and from. Yeah, don't think there's any easy way of doing it. On a plus, you might notice the strings are pulled on that grass field there, and the eagle eye of you might notice there's a little shiny thing there just under the tree. We might have done something. We might have planted a pasture there, guys. So as we swing past, you'll see it just there to our right. We have our 2 feed trucks gone in, and yeah, our plan there is, well, the plan is fairly simple. It's a pasture. That's what it's going to be going forward. So we'll be down 22 bales on our harvest, so we need to factor that into everything that we're working around as well. We'll lower down and we'll get cracking again, guys. So yeah, we turned that field into a bit of a pasture. We've stuck up a couple of gates we had in the yard from when we remodeled. So the far off entrance is gated now. But we should have easy enough access from getting there to the other pasture. So I think that now covers us. I've probably said that several times when it comes to the animals, but we do hope that covers us. So we probably will be in the market for another arable field, or not arable, another grass paddock field at some stage. And it's just a case of getting the money together, but also leaving us enough money that we can lease a little bit of equipment there towards the end of the year to get this beet harvest in. Now, if we do harvest beet, we've no hay. That's my only concern. So if we could pick up a handy tether, we could probably start baling hay, and we could start baling silage. And with the beet, we will definitely have a good mixture, and the straw we'll get off this, because this pumping yield is going to give us a nice bit of straw, I reckon. We should have a good time when it comes to doing TMR. We'll be somewhat ready for it. Failing that, we could sell the beet. I'm not sure what the best price is we get, but we'll see. I know it will yield an awful amount, so hence I think it's going to be a long harvest, because again, one person on the go, it's just kind of slow going. So we could hire help. But we'll just have to see how that plays out for us. As I say, we could do it, but yeah, we'll see. It'll be a cost to the farm, and we'll just have to see how it goes. And then you're relying on them treating the equipment well and not wrecking it and things like that. So yeah, we might just plod along ourselves for now. We're really working this harvester, guys. Yeah, really am working this harvester. The other option is we could sell this harvester, rent something a little bit newer but cheaper, and try and get the cut done. Yeah, I don't know. This harvester is going to be a stumbling block for us in the near future. So yeah. Now we do still have enough. We're down to 50 bales. We're doing 90. We should be making 68 odd bales plus, which is more than enough to hold us over the stock levels. So we don't need a grass pasture. Maybe what we need to do is put the money back into the farm again in terms of equipment. We just have to see how that goes. You can see the yield here is dropping way down. Suddenly it will go a little bit faster. Although saying that, it's a light green. I have never seen light green in this section of the field. My oh my, I'm impressed with that. So we're still getting a good yield out of this little section. This section has never yielded well. And as you can see in the map down on the bottom left, so the fact that we're actually producing probably close to 100% is this. It's in that kind of a green area, maybe 90% of the yield that we could get off this field. That is actually astonishing. I'm quite pleased with that. just goes to show what the rest of the field is yielding. It really does mean that we're in for a bumper year, guys. A bumper year. Those eagle-eyed view of loss and loss of money has dropped. We've spent, what is that, about 7,000 to 8,000 on the new pasture, between a bit of fencing and the trucks and things like that. So all in all, it's a pretty good investment for what we're getting. It should enable us not to be chewing through the grass. And as I say, what might end up happening is we just start getting less silage short term for sale, which is fine by me, until we again grow the farm's portfolio on land and stuff. And we've choices to make, guys. We've choices to make. Slow harvest isn't going to kill me. It just does drag a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Versus having enough grass to sell to keep the farm in a profit with silage sales and other stuff. And again, if we start looking at TMR, we're going to need it, because those 22 bales of conditioned grass would be less. If it was hay, we could be down as low as maybe 15 or 14 bales, because hay is a drier matter. It doesn't take up as much density, so to get the same size bale you need to use more material. So in that regards, yeah, if we start doing hay, our bale count will drop a little bit, versus if we were doing silage, we'd get the 22 bales off that. Yeah, you understand where I think I'm going with that myself, but yeah, we just have to see how we go. So the other option, instead of doing silage, we could look into doing pit silage. I've often discussed it in the past. We haven't in a while, but that's also another option to us, guys. So we've done well for today. We've got our grass sorted out. We're currently in the process of harvesting and doing as well as we can, and we managed to sell a little bit of we sold the field beans from last year's harvest, so we had a little bit of income boost, which enabled us to start our paddock, our third paddock on the farm. So yeah, pretty happy with all that, guys. So I must collect that tanker that's out there in the middle of the field. That will be needed at some stage, because I think if I have a quick look, we're probably close on goat's milk as well, on selling that. So that's another thing we need to be keeping an eye on. But for now, we're going to crack on here, guys. We're going to get this done. As I say, it's going to be a slow enough process, but yeah, that's what we're signed up for. And yeah, until next one, we'll see you all again. As always, thanks very much for watching. Take care, guys.